look like you're taking a job home with you. That never fails to impress the brass, and it's very useful when you bump into them on the elevator an hour before closing time.
I've seen how hard you work.
Well, I like it. It's the best therapy in the world. Now, what can I do for you?
Nothing. The nurses here watch me like a hawk.
Well, they must think it's necessary. Besides, I'm sure we'll all feel a lot better knowing that you're under constant supervision, at least for a while.
We?
Klein, Dr.
You didn't tell my mother about the accident, did you?
No, I didn't tell her. But I wish you'd change your mind, though.
I'm sorry.
It really isn't fair to her or to me.
Look, I don't mean to put you on the spot. It's just that I don't want her to know. I've caused enough trouble as it is.
Will you, may I call her when you're feeling a little better?
I don't know.
Perhaps you'd let Dr. Colby call her?
No. Can't you see I don't want to have anything to do with Pine Valley for a while? Or anybody in it.
In spite of how they feel about you.
I don't want to talk about feelings either, Anne. Look, I'm sorry. I know you've been a good friend and I appreciate it. But it's got to be my way.
I certainly appreciate all you're doing, Dr. Colby. Keeping me informed about Phil's progress. Yes, that certainly does make for a difficult situation. If he does relent, of course I will come to New York. No, I'll keep Mrs. Brent informed. I do wish I could have something a little bit more reassuring to tell her, though. Yes, I'm afraid that's all we can do. Right. Well, thank you, Doctor. Goodbye. You are the most elegant-looking camp counselor I have ever seen.
Well, it's a very special occasion when a girl has a dinner date with her father.
Sarah, before we go...
What is it, Dad?
I have some news that I think I ought to tell you before we go to dinner.
The year my mom won the Emmy was...
Couldn't this Dr. Colby tell you anything more?
No. The tests, of course, are continuing, but the results so far are encouraging. Doesn't seem to be any internal injuries.
What about the pain in his back?
Well, that could be a dislocated disc. They're having an orthopedic specialist come in tomorrow, and we'll know more then.
Dad, I know you're very busy, but do you think you could go to New York and see how he is?
And the municipal hospital is a very fine hospital. Dr. Colby promised to keep me informed.
Well, could I go? I mean, I know he doesn't want to see me, but at least he'd know that I was there.
Honey, he doesn't want to see anybody.
Not even Mrs. Brent?
He made Anne promise that she wouldn't even let us know about it.
I'm glad she went back on her word. I mean, I'd rather know than not know, wouldn't you? You see, I knew about it anyway. No one had to tell me.
What do you mean you knew about it?
Well, you remember the nightmare I had last night? That something happened to Phil?
Honey, that was just a dream.
No, but it came true.
Okay. All right, we're not going to argue about it. But I think the important thing is for you to realize that you ought to stay away from there for now. Right?
Yes, I understand. I wish there was something I could do.
I know.
You see, when someone you love is hurt, and there's nothing you can do to help them,
sometimes the best thing you can do is not do anything.
I know. Grant said the same thing. Look, could I call Anne?
Sure. Nothing wrong with that.
Is it all right if I call her from here now?
Well, look, why don't you wait until after we have dinner? By that time, Anne will probably go see Philip again, and she'll probably be back, and she'll have something to tell you.
Oh, all right, okay.
Meanwhile, why don't you try to think of a nice place we can go, and I'll get on my working clothes.
Oh, dear, they're serving dinner.
I don't feel much like eating.
Well, you have to make an effort, though.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll see you after I've tried the cafeteria fare.
You're not going to eat here?
Yes. And then I can come back and see you, if you don't mind.
There's no need to do that if you're fine.
I'd rather hear that from Dr. Colby.
It's just that I've been so much trouble for you.
In no trouble. I just wish... Well, you know what I wish.
I'm not ready to go back to the valley. And
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Then I won't argue with you. But, well, I'm off to sample the delicate cuisine of New York Municipal.
Good luck.
When I get back, we can compare notes.
Okay. Anne,
Yes.
thank you. You really are a good friend.
It's nice to hear that. Mr. Davis?
Miss Tyler, you're just the person I'm looking for.
Well, you're the last person I expected to see.
I'm sure that's true.
What are you doing here?
I came to see my son.
You what?
My son. Where is he?